Live from the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island, you're watching exclusive 16th annual Tournament of Heroes basketball coverage right here on CSI Sportsnet. Tonight in game number 2, the College of Staten Island will take on Salisbury for the right to face SUNY Oneonta, who advanced into game earlier by winning the opening game here this afternoon. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Babuski as the College of Staten Island gets ready to get back into action. They have not been in action since back on December 9th when they won their third consecutive CUNYAC tournament game as they beat CCNY 83-47. It was the third consecutive CUNYAC win for the College of Staten Island as they beat John Jay and York College on the road before defeating CCNY here at the tank as they enter the break in the holidays with a 3-game winning streak, 3-0 in the conference, and tied for first place in the conference. They will get ready to face a Salisbury team that's coming into today's game with a record of 5-4, but they've played very strong competition here throughout the 2017 season, and they also come in having made the NCAA tournament in 3 consecutive years. So a tough challenge here for the College of Staten Island here this afternoon in this 16th annual Tournament of Heroes game, and we're just about 90 seconds or so away from the start of the ceremony here in 2017. Joe Foreman will be bringing you that ceremony, and we'll bring it to you live on CSI Sportsnet as we get you ready for the start of the second game here this afternoon between these two teams. If you joined us late, SUNY Oneonta led by as many as 20 with just 12 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the game, but Roanoke came storming back to cut the deficit down to as low as 5 with possession of the basketball with just over a minute remaining, but that was as close as they could come as SUNY Oneonta advances their record to 6-3. They advance into the championship game tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock here at the tank, and they'll await the winner of the game here this afternoon between the College of Staten Island and Salisbury. CSI coming into today's game with an overall record of 4-4 on the year, and as we mentioned, coming in on that 3-game winning streak, and they're looking to continue their strong play here in this 2017-2018 season under first-year head coach TJ Tibbs. So it'll be the Dolphins and the Seagulls here in this game, but first we're going to bring you the 2017 Tournament of Heroes Championship ceremony, and we'll turn it over to our MC, Joe Foreman, for today's ceremony.
As we get ready for our featured game of the evening, we'd like to take a few moments at this time to honor our 3 former CSI student athletes who gave their talent and love of the game of basketball to the CSI men's basketball program and who gave their lives for freedom on September 11th, 2001. Tonight, we honor Terrence Aiken, Scott Davidson, and Tom Hannafin. Ladies and gentlemen, over the past decade and a half, we've been blessed to learn more about our 3 heroes and spend time. We learned of the examples they set on the basketball court and of the loving individuals they proved themselves to be off of it. Our 3 honorees tonight were not just CSI basketball players. They were 3 loving children, brothers and fathers, who served as tremendous role models in their communities. Friends who learned the value of sportsmanship, teamwork, and commitment to a greater purpose. Their common denominator was their love of the game of basketball, and they shared the experience of playing it here at the College of Staten Island. Many who knew them and knew how important their time here at the institution was to them, and how they treasured their experience into their adult lives, the experiences they had as valued members of the community and the workplace, all led up to the tragedy on 9/11. Let us remember them now. Our friend, Terrence Andre Aiken, was a member of the CSI basketball family for only a single season, which saw the Dolphins make the NCAA Division III National Tournament and win 20 games. His coaches recognize him as someone who never let a good time escape him, even on the court, where his lighthearted approach was just as evident during key and even stretchful. Terrence took basketball seriously, but his joyful approach to the game was essential to that team. Off the court, Terry's call was to a people person, and it was not uncommon for him to seek out people he did not know, approach them, and strike up a conversation. As you may have read in tonight's program, former head coach Tony Petoza carried the Terrence Aiken rule on the bus trips: to silence your cell phones. Indeed, Terry was one of the first to carry a cell phone back then, and it would constantly be attached to his ear. It all spoke to that connection he had with people. It also spoke to his passion for technology. Alongside the latest gadgets, Terrence enjoyed taking apart and putting computers back together again. His apartment was filled with dozens of them, and Terry was consumed with finding out what made them tick. This afforded him a position with vital computer technologies at the World Trade Center. Terrence got into work early on 9/11. It was only his 6th day on the job, and he wanted to make a good impression. At just 30 years of age, Terrence left behind a wife and 3 beautiful children. But more than anything, he left behind a persona that continues to leave everyone in awe, even today. His family always got together for the holidays. Tonight, we get together. Our next honoree, Scott Davidson, played for the Dolphins his entire 4-year career, starring on a pair of CUNY championship teams. He's fairly identifiable in the box score because Scott often started and hardly ever came off the court, and yet sometimes he never took a single shot. Scott was the player who'd enjoyed his role of making others the centerpiece to those teams while he took on the grunt work. His teammates recall with no hesitation his ability to carry those teams. Scott was the first to put himself on the line for the team. He sacrificed his body for loose balls, took collisions on picks, and took charges in the lane. Sure, he sometimes had a couple of words with officials, maybe not all of them mentionable, but it was all offered in an attempt to lift his team and motivate them for the next play. And yet, it was this intense energy that made for the irony that surrounded Scott into his adult life. Ask anyone who knew him, and they'll tell you that when it came to Scott's heart away from the court, he was as playful as a kid on Christmas. And Scott insisted on spreading the holiday cheer to his friends and family. He picked up a few technical fouls from the New York Police Department because he would rig the Christmas lights on his car hot-wired to the car's battery. Scott was also known for surprise visits to friends during the holidays, sometimes with gifts in hand, or simply a story or two to share during his favorite time of the year. Ask anyone who knew him, and it's hard for them not to mention how much he loved Christmas and this time of year. It's no small wonder that Scott's fiery personality and his love and care for others resulted with his entry into the New York City Fire Department, and later into the World Trade Center on September 11th. Just like in basketball, even in the very worst of situations, Scott was doing what he has always done, put himself out there head first, ready to take on whatever came at him. At the age of just 33, Scott left behind a loving family that included his wife Amy and 2 children. Often seen at CSI events and tournaments years after his graduation, Scott was often a fixture in this building long after his playing days had ended. Tonight is our chance to celebrate his energy, spirit, and unwavering heroism on September 11th. Ladies and gentlemen, our hero, Scott Davidson. Our final honoree tonight, Tom Hannafin, was a 4-year standout with the Dolphins from 1983 through 1987. He won 3 championships during his time here, and is considered one of the more dynamic two-way players in CSI basketball history, etching a place in the record books in categories like assists and steals. His 1-loss record over 4 years here at the college can hardly be duplicated. His teammates and coaches will tell you that so long as Tom was on the court, CSI was in the game, feared no one, and ready to do whatever it took to win. He was what you'd call the total package on the court. But for all the winning CSI did and all the records Tom was a part of, it's not what people remember most about him. For Tom, the basketball court represented more than just a showcase of skill. Rather, it was a chance to grow away from the court, a chance to make teammates brothers and turn friends into loved ones, forever linked in history. Tom was coined as the glue that held everything together. If a basketball get-together was at hand, Tom was the ringleader, organizing his teammates even well after his playing days were over, keeping them together. Tom was the guy known to take photo albums with him when visiting friends to relive the great memories of his playing days. a reminder to who he was on the court, distributing the ball, making others around him better. In short, Tom brought the family atmosphere back to the team. Mention Tom to his friends, even the ones he played with, and many of them won't bring up basketball at all. Although he chose to play and love the game his entire life, even when he entered the FDNY. Instead, they talk of Tom's penchant for listening, jumping into a car to come to a friend's aid, of taking time out to be at a brother's side at a moment's notice, and his affinity for saying motivating words to lift spirits and to let you know that someone will always be there to catch you if you fell. It makes sense that Tom joined the fire department, where brotherhood and the selfless penchant for coming to the aid of another are standard fare. That desire translated at the World Trade Center. His unit was based in Greenwich Village and was one of the ones hit hardest by the attacks, as many in his house perished at the site that day. At the age of 36, leaving behind two beautiful kids, Tom made the ultimate sacrifice a family member would make for another, and it is our honor to be here for him tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, our hero, Tom Hannafin. Ladies and gentlemen, the uniforms of Terrence, Scott, and Tom are on display underneath the scoreboard. Please say a silent prayer for them, their families, and all the brave men and women who served as heroes on September 11th and who serve as heroes every day as part of our uniformed armed forces and as civil servants. We want to thank our 3 invited teams for taking part in the Tournament of Heroes and our many sponsors who bring the tournament to you all. At the conclusion of tonight's contest, we will welcome the families of our 3 fallen heroes and alumni to join us in a reception in the auxiliary gym. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in a standing ovation one more time for Terrence, Scott, and Tom.
We're back live here on CSI Sportsnet as we've just concluded the 2017 ceremony here at the Tank at the College of Staten Island. Joe Foreman performing today's very moving ceremony, and of course these games all about the remembrance of Terrence Aiken, Scott Davidson, and Tommy Hannafin, all 3 who died on that day back on September 11th. And you know, since that time, and really since 2002, the College of Staten Island has had this annual tournament. The College of Staten Island didn't get their first win in the tournament until 2013. They've won 2 out of the last 4. They're looking to make it 3 out of 5 this afternoon, and if they're going to do so, they're going to have to get through a very tough Salisbury team that is coming in with a record of 5-4 and having made the the NCAA tournament here for the last 3 consecutive years. And to bring you the Seagulls starting lineup here this afternoon, it'll be number 3, Blair Davis, number 13, J.P. Kratulis, number 22, Chad Barakowski, number 24, Johnny Fierstein, and number 33, Chase Kuba. For the College of Staten Island, it will be a familiar starting 5 of late. For CSI, it'll be number 1, Stephen Flagg, number 2, Adiola Latunji, number 3, Eden Bracic, number 23, Christian Taylor, and number 31, Robert Rossiter. The College of Staten Island coming into today's game with a record of 4-4 overall, 3-0 in the conference, while the Seagulls are coming into today's game with a record of 5-4. The Seagulls' last game was a loss at home against Rowan University by a final score of 87-69. The Seagulls are in the middle of a 2-game losing streak. Prior to that, having won 3 in a row. And as we mentioned earlier, this is a Salisbury Seagulls team that has played very good competition here throughout the 2017 season. And CSI will need to play at their best. Excuse me, at their best here in this game here this afternoon. For those of you that may have missed it, the College of Staten Island's women's team was on the road against MIT here this afternoon. They lost a heartbreaking 76-74 game in overtime. Christina Pasatoro finished the game with 33 points. She played all 45 minutes, and CSI, down by 2 in the final seconds of the overtime period, had an opportunity at a three-point shot, but unfortunately for CSI, they could not convert the basket, and they end up dropping their second game of the year, their only game so far against a Division III opponent. Breaking loss by a final score of 76-74. So CSI will come back home and get their conference schedule underway here in the beginning of January as the opening tip goes to Salisbury, and we're underway here in game number 2 of the 16th annual Tournament of Heroes Championship. Fierstein with the basketball, hands the ball off to Davis, and Davis drives down the lane and lays it up and in. So Davis gets the first basket of the game, and he gives the Seagulls a 2-0 lead. Rossiter with the basketball. Rossiter looks to get it over to Brocic, but he'll throw the ball away, and the Dolphins will turn the ball over. So the Dolphins turn it over on their first possession. Davis with the basketball now. A 5'10" junior. He kicks the ball out over to Barakowski. His three-pointer is no good, and Rossiter grabs the ball now for the Dolphins. Rossiter now over to Taylor. Taylor leading the team in scoring here in this 2017 season. Now it's going to be Flagg. Flagg tries to drive down the baseline. His first shot is blocked. He's able to regain possession. His putback is no good. And it'll be the Seagulls now with the basketball. Davis drives down the lane, lays it up, and no good, but he'll draw the foul. So Blair Davis scored the first basket of the game this afternoon, and he'll go to the free throw line as that foul will be on Stephen Flagg. That'll be Flagg's first and the team's first. So Davis will go to the line to shoot 2. Davis a 61% free throw shooter on the year, and he hits the first. One more upcoming for Davis. His second is up and in. He has all 4 points of the game, and the Seagulls grab a 4-0 lead. Brocic with the basketball. Seagulls coming out and looking to trap the Dolphins in the backcourt. Now Taylor nearly loses possession, but it'll come over to Latunji. Brocic, the open three-pointer is up. No good. The ball's going to be knocked out of bounds. It'll be last touched by Kratulis. So it will be Dolphin basketball with a fresh 30-second shot clock. Flagg will inbound the basketball here for the Dolphins. Salisbury coming out and playing good defense as the Dolphins get the ball into Latunji. Now it's Taylor. Taylor out behind the three-point line. His first-year head coach, T.J. Tibbs, calls out a play. Rossiter with 15 on the shot clock. Rossiter look to drive inside. And Davis is going to pick up the foul as Rossiter look to drive inside. And Davis took the brunt of that blow, but does pick up the personal foul. So Flagg will inbound the basketball here for the Dolphins as he gets the ball up and over to Taylor. Taylor now hands the ball off to Flagg. Davis looking to guard him. Bounce pass goes inside to Taylor, and he steps on the end line, so now the Dolphins turn the ball over. Played a minute and 50 seconds here. Blair Davis with all 4 points, and the Seagulls lead by a score of 4-0. As we're going to have a whistle, and I believe there's a problem with the clock. So the officials will come over and take care of that, and then we'll be ready to get underway. Salisbury coming into today's game averaging just under 75 points a game. And they have possession of the basketball as Fierstein looks to shoot and draws the foul. That foul's going to be on Rossiter. He doesn't like to call. But that's going to send Fierstein to the line to shoot 2. Comes in as a 69% free throw shooter, and he hits the first. He'll have one more upcoming. As the Seagulls now lead by a score of 5-0. The second free throw is up and in. And they now lead 6-0. They're 4-4 from the free throw line here through the first 2 minutes. Rossiter with the basketball. Rossiter looking to drive his way inside. He kicks the ball out over the flag. His long jumper is up, no good. Bodies go flying around, and Kratulis comes away with the basketball for the Gulls. Davis. Now they work the ball out over to Fierstein. Now it's over to Barakowski. His jumper is up, no good. Tunji is there to grab the rebound for the Dolphins. Rossiter. Long cross-court pass goes over to Bracic. He dribbles the ball out of bounds, but will draw the foul. So that foul's going to be on Davis. So Davis picks up a quick 2, and he'll have to go to the bench here early as the Dolphins will inbound the basketball with 21 seconds remaining on the shot clock. And the Dolphins looking for their first points of the afternoon. They trail by a score of 6-0. Flag looking to inbound the basketball. Flag announced bounce pass inside to Latunji, who lays it up and in. Nice patience that time by Flag. He feeds the ball to Latunji, and the Dolphins get on the scoreboard, breaking that 6-0 Seagull run to start the game. Fierstein with the basketball. Fierstein looking to get the ball up over for the jumper. It's up, no good, but a nice tip-in on the play. As that's Kratulis, the 6'8" center from Belmont, New Jersey. Rossiter draws the blocking foul, and his layup is up and in. Nice answer that time by Robert Rossiter after Kratulis laid the ball up and in to give the Seagulls a 6-point lead. Rossiter makes it a 4-point game and has an opportunity now to complete the 3-point play. Rossiter's free throw is up and in. So Rob hits the free throw, and the Dolphins now trail by 3, 8-5. Later with the basketball. Nice bounce pass inside, but it goes off the hands. That time of Fierstein and out of bounds. It'll be Dolphin basketball, trailing by 3. Bracic looking to bring the ball up to the midcourt line. Salisbury looking to trap the Dolphins as Taylor nearly loses possession, but he's able to get it over to Rossiter. Rossiter, beautiful feed to Latunji, who jams it up and in. Adiola Latunji, 4 of the 7 Dolphin points, and it's now an 8-7 lead for the Seagulls. Taylor with the steal. Taylor driving down the lane and lays it up and in. Taylor's first basket gives the Dolphins their first lead of the game, 9-8. Leto with the basketball. Leto looking to feed the ball inside to Barakowski. Ball stolen away by Latunji. He drives down and jams it home. Adiola Latunji jams it home to give the Dolphins an 11-8 lead, and the Seagulls want a 30-second timeout. Let's keep it right here. So the Seagulls got off to a quick start here this afternoon. Blair Davis scored the first 4 points of the game, but he picked up 2 quick personal fouls and went to the bench. And the Dolphins have really taken over. Adiola Latunji with a couple of early jams here for the Dolphins. A 3-point play by Rossiter and a nice play by Taylor cutting to the basket. And that's turned around the 6-0 run. The Dolphins now in the middle of an 11-2 run of their own. And they now take an 11-8 lead as the Seagulls will look to inbound the basketball. Leto with the basketball. will bring the ball up across the midcourt line and look to break in on Bracic. He nearly loses possession, but he looks to kick the ball into the corner, and driving down the lane is Barakowski. His layup is up, no good, but he will draw the foul. And for the third time here in the first 4 minutes or so, the Seagulls will go to the free throw line. They've been doing good from the line here so far, 4 of 4 from the line here in the first half. Barakowski's first free throw is up, no good. The first miss from the line here this afternoon. One more upcoming. He hits 1 of 2. Came in shooting 62% from the line, and it's now an 11-9 game. Flag with the basketball. Now it's Taylor out by the three-point line. Letter there to pick him up. 16 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Taylor with the basketball. Taylor out behind the three-point line. Taylor driving his way inside. His floater up is up and in. Taylor's second basket of the game. He has 4, and the Dolphins lead by 4, 13-9. Letter with the basketball. Letter now working it back to Thurston. Thurston looked to bounce the ball inside. It's going to be off the foot of Latunji, so it'll be a kick ball, and it will remain Seagull basketball with 20 seconds on the shot clock. Letter to inbound the basketball now for the Gulls. He gets it over to Barakowski, and his long three-pointer is good. 30-second timeout will be called by head coach T.J. Tibbs as the Gulls cut the lead down to 1 now, 13-12, with 15 minutes and 1 second remaining in this first half. So it's been a couple of runs here to start the game. The Gulls jumped out to a 6-0 lead. They hit their first shot from the field. Then they hit 4 free throws in a row to open a 6-0 lead. The Dolphins led by a couple of jams by Adeola Latunji, who scored 6 of the first 13 Dolphin points. Stormed back the Dolphins with an 11-2 run to take an 11-8 lead, and now the Dolphins lead 13-12. 15:01 remaining here in the first half. Taylor with the basketball, gets it up over to Rossiter. Rossiter's pass is nearly knocked away, and now it is as Fierstein comes away with the steal for the Seagulls. Fierstein working the ball in the corner, and the wide open three-pointer is good. Dorsey hits his first shot of the game, and the Gulls retake the lead now, 15-13. Rossiter with the basketball. High-tempo pressure defense played here by the Gulls. They get it over to Bracic, whose three-pointer is good. Bracic now 1 of 2 from the three-point line, as he now has 3 points, and the Dolphins regain the lead, 16-15. Jade Spencer will check into the game for the Dolphins. He'll replace Robert Rossiter as the Gulls inbound the basketball. Letter with the basketball. Letter driving inside and banks it up and in. Nice shot that time by Al Letter, the 5'10" sophomore, over a couple of bigger players. He lays it up and in, and the Gulls retake a 1-point lead. Taylor with the basketball. Taylor working it over to Latunji. His shot's going to be knocked away. Last touch by the Dolphins, so they'll turn the ball over, and it'll be Seagull basketball. 13 minutes, 58 seconds remaining here in this first half. Salisbury leading 17-16. Bracic with the basketball now off of the goal turnover. Now Taylor driving his way inside, lays it up and in, and draws the foul. Beautiful move that time by Christian Taylor. He now has 6 points, and the Dolphins regain the lead, 18-17. That foul is going to be charged to James Foley. That'll be his first. You know, you look at this Salisbury roster, 16 players strong. Every player on the scoreboard for the Gulls here this year as Taylor completes the three-point play. And the Dolphins now lead by a score of 19-17 with 13:40 remaining here in the first half. Beautiful feed inside to Dorsey, whose floater is up and in. Dorsey just checked into the game for the Gulls. He already has 5, and we're tied at 19 as Ray Savage has checked in for the Dolphins as well. Taylor with the basketball now as he backs it out, and the Dolphins look to set up a play. Taylor, crossover dribble, kicking the ball into the corner. The jumper by Latunji is up, no good, but the ball's going to be knocked out of bounds, and it'll be a foul called on the Gulls. So Foley will pick up the foul. That will be his second, so now a couple of Gull players with 2 fouls as he'll be forced to go to the bench. And Johnson Agoye will enter for the Gulls. Savage with the basketball. Savage working the ball out now to Taylor. Taylor out by the 3-point line. Taylor looking to drive his way inside. His shot is up, no good, but he's able to draw the foul once again. So Christian coming out very aggressively here in the first half for the Dolphins. He leads all Dolphin scorers and all scorers period with 7 points. And he'll go to the free throw line with an opportunity now to shoot 2. As Braden Dorsey will pick up the foul. That will be his first and the team's 6th. So Taylor to the line to shoot 2 now for the Dolphins, as that first is up and no good. Christian coming in at 57% free throw shooter for the Dolphins so far this season. One more coming up here for Taylor. Taylor's second free throw is up and in. He splits the pair. And the Dolphins regain the lead now, 20-19. Letta with the basketball. Now Letta looking to feed the ball up over to Barakowski. His shot's up, no good. Taylor there to grab the rebound for the Dolphins. Taylor backing the ball out now as the Dolphins will look to set up a play. Taylor looking to drive his way inside. He kicks it back over to Bracic. Bracic feeds it back inside to Taylor. His floater in the lane is up, no good. Latunji with the rebound. His putback is no good. And now the rebound grab by Letta. Letta working the ball up over to Barakowski. His long 3-pointer is good. Barakowski gives the Gulls a 22-20 lead with 12 minutes remaining here in the first half. Taylor feeding the ball up over to Bracic. Bracic now to Latunji as the Dolphins look to set up offensively. Savage. Now it's Taylor. Taylor looking to work against Dorsey. A beautiful feed inside to Savage. Nice backdoor cut, and he lays it up and in, and we're tied at 22. First basket of the game for Savage. Letta with the basketball. Letta now working the ball out over to Dorsey. Now it's going to be Barakowski. Barakowski feeds it over. The long 3-pointer is partially blocked. Spencer grabs the rebound and feeds it up over to Savage. Taylor now back up over to Savage as the Dolphins look to press in the basketball. Now it's Bracic. Bracic up over to Savage. His long 3-pointer is good. Savage off to a hot start for the Dolphins here this afternoon. He's hit his last couple of shots, and the Dolphins now lead 25-22. Latunji looking to put pressure on Ferguson. Now it's Gounier. The long 3-pointer rolls around the rim and in. So Barakowski has 10 points to lead all scorers. He has 10 of the 25 Seagull points, and we're tied at 25. Savage that time telegraphed his pass, and Dorsey was there to pick it off. Letta working the ball up for an open 3-pointer that time by Bidwell. It's no good. The rebound is going to be up, and we're going to have a jump ball, and the possession arrow will go to the Dolphins. So that time Gary Bridell had the 3-pointer. He couldn't hit it, but he charged it, grabbed his own rebound, but got tied up for the jump ball. So it will be Dolphin basketball now. 10 minutes, 24 seconds remaining here in the first half. We're tied at 25. Flag with the basketball. Flag feeds it up over to Spencer. Now the Dolphins will get the ball back to Taylor, and the Dolphins will look to set up offensively. Flag. Now it's Taylor. 10 seconds to shoot. Flag out beyond the three-point line. Flag that time guarded by the smaller Letter, but he pushes off Letter and gets called for the personal. So Steven, the first Dolphin to 2 personal fouls. As Steven picks up his second, he'll check out of the game. And Rigo Desmi will check in for the Dolphins. So Destim into the game for the Dolphins. He replaces Flag, who goes to the bench with 2 personal fouls. And that should be an offensive foul, and it will be on Gary Burdell. He doesn't like the call, but he's going to get called for the offensive foul. That will be his first. 17 foul for the Seagulls, so the Dolphins will inbound the basketball as Rob Rossiter will check into the game for the Dolphins. He will replace Adeola Latunji. And Rossiter will inbound the basketball for the Dolphins as he gets the ball up over to Savage. Savage gets the ball across the midcourt line, and now the Dolphins look to set up offensively with Taylor. Taylor over to Rossiter. Rossiter, the open three-pointer is good. Rossiter with a 3-point play off the free throw and a 3-point basket. He has 6, and the Dolphins lead by 3 once again, 28-25. Brooks is going to be fouled by Taylor that time as Taylor gets called for reaching in. That will be the first foul on Christian, the Dolphins' 15th foul. So the Seagulls will inbound the basketball now with 20 seconds remaining here on the shot clock. Seagulls inbound the basketball. They get the ball up over to Ward. Now it's Brooks. Brooks feeding the ball up over now to Fierstein, but we're going to have a whistle and another foul called on the play. That one's going to be on Rossiter, and that's going to be his second. So Rossiter now has 2 fouls. So 2 players aside with 2 fouls apiece, as Rossiter will now go to the bench for the Dolphins. Fierstein with the basketball. Fierstein looking to feed the ball inside, and they're able to get it inside to Burdell, who lays it up and in. 28-27, inside of 9 minutes remaining here in the first half. Taylor over to Brocic. He feeds it inside now, as putting up that shot is Spencer. That shot is no good. He grabs his own rebound, can't hit the putback, and it's now the Seagulls with the basketball. Fierstein working the ball up over in the corner to Burdell. Burdell feeds it up to Fierstein, who lays it up and in. Seagulls regain the lead now, 29-28. Savage with the basketball. And we're going to have a whistle and a foul called on the play. The goal bench wanted a travel. Instead, they're going to get a foul on Burdell. That's going to be his second, the 8th team foul on the Gulls, and that's going to send Raymond Savage to the free throw line to shoot a 1-and-1. Raymond 12 of 14 from the line. He's an 86% free throw shooter, and a 1-and-1 coming up here for Savage. The first free throw is up and in, and we're tied at 29. Savage with 6 points now for the Dolphins. Off to a good start here in the first half. His second free throw is up and in, and the Dolphins regain the lead now, 30-29, with 8 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in the first half. Fierstein with the basketball. They lob the ball inside to Ogunye. We're going to have a whistle and a jump ball. Possession arrow this time will go to the Seagulls. Fierstein to inbound the basketball now for Salisbury. Looking for somewhere to go with the basketball. Instead, a nice defensive play by Brocic to force the turnover, and he feeds the ball out over to Taylor. Taylor, crossover dribble. Now he works the ball back up over to Destim. Now Taylor over to Brocic with 15 seconds on the shot clock. Savage. Now it's Brocic. Brocic driving his way inside. His turnaround jumper is good. Second basket of the game for Eden. He has 5, and the Dolphins regain a 3-point lead, 32-29. Brooks with the basketball. Brooks working it out to Fierstein. Fierstein now getting it up over to Barakowski. His pass is going to be stolen away by Taylor, and we're going to have a whistle, and it looks like we're going to have a foul on the Gulls as both teams went to the floor for the basketball, and the Gulls are going to pick up their 9th foul on the play, as it'll be Agunye with the personal, and that's going to send Christian Taylor to the free throw line to shoot a 1-and-1 for the Dolphins. Christian coming in shooting 57% from the line on the year for CSI. And his free throw is up and no good. And the Gulls grab the rebound down by 3 with 7:25 remaining here in the first half. Fierstein with the basketball, gets it up over to Brooks. His wild shot is up, no good, but a lot of maroon jerseys under the basket, and Barakowski puts it up and in. Chad leads all scorers with 12, and it's now a 1-point game. Dolphins in the lead. Taylor, feed inside looking for Spencer, but a nice defensive play by the Gulls to force the turnover. They have the basketball and an opportunity to regain the lead. Barakowski, a beautiful feed inside, and the layup is up and in. Nice feed that time to Fierstein. He lays it up and in. He's got 6, and the Gulls regain the lead, 33-32. Taylor with the basketball now. Taylor over to Destim. Destim looking to break the Seagull press, and he gets it over to Taylor across the midcourt line as the Dolphins set up offensively now with 15 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Taylor with the basketball. Taylor over to Savage. His long three-pointer is good. Savage now leads all Dolphin scorers with 10, including 2 of 2 from the three-point line, and the Dolphins regain a 2-point lead. That shot is up, no good. The putback that time by Agunye is no good, but he'll draw the foul. So Brocic is going to pick up the foul. That's going to be his first. So Agunye will go to the free throw line here to shoot 2. He's a 63% free throw shooter on the year, and that first one is up and no good. So Latunji will come into the game. He'll replace Rigo Destim. His second free throw is up, no good, but we're going to have a whistle and a lane violation, and it'll be Dolphin basketball. Six minutes even remaining here in the first half, and the Dolphins have a 2-point lead. Savage triple teamed on the play, and he's going to call a timeout here for the Dolphins. It'll be a 30-second timeout. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back. We're back with 5 minutes and 56 seconds remaining here in the first half. The Dolphins behind 10 points of Raymond Savage. Lead by a score here of 35-33. 5:56 remaining here in the first half. The Dolphins will inbound the basketball with 27 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Taylor with the basketball as he gets it across the midcourt line. He now feeds the ball up over to Savage. Savage looks to feed it inside to Taylor. A beautiful play that time by the Dolphins, and Taylor lays it up and in. He has 10 points, and the Dolphins have a 4-point lead now, 37-33, with 5:33 remaining here in the first half. Barakowski with the basketball. Now it's Brooks. Brooks out by the three-point line. Gets the ball up over the ward. His shot is up. No good. We're going to have a whistle as once again Salisbury looking to use their size inside that time. And the Dolphins will pick up the foul. That will be on Savage. That will be his first, the 8th team foul on the Dolphins. And that'll send J.P. Kratulis, the 6'8" sophomore from Belmont, New Jersey, to the free throw line for 1-1, and he hits the first and draws the Gulls to within 3, 37-34. Kratulis from beautiful Belmont, New Jersey. As that second free throw is up, no good, and Brocic is there to grab the rebound for the Dolphins. Taylor now feeds it up over to Brocic. Nice play by Eden to keep that ball in play. Now it's Savage back up over to Taylor with 15 seconds to shoot. Taylor looking to work his way inside, feeds it up over to Latunji. Now it's Savage with the basketball, down to 6 seconds on the shot clock. His pass to Latunji is stolen away, and the Gulls have the basketball off the turnover. Fierstein. Barakowski. Chad looking to drive his way inside, and he lays it up and in, and he's hurt the Dolphins all day long. He's got 14 of the Seagull 36 points, and he draws Salisbury back to within a point. Savage now back up over to Taylor. Taylor hands off to Latunji. Latunji looking to work his way inside. It's going to be knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Seagulls, so it'll remain Dolphin basketball with 13 seconds to shoot. Brocic looking to inbound the basketball now for the Dolphins. His bounce pass goes up over to Taylor. Taylor's turnaround jumper is no good. And Kratulis is there to grab the rebound for the Seagulls. Could have a whistle and an offensive foul away from the ball called on Salisbury as both teams will substitute. Rossiter will come in for the Dolphins. Dorsey will come in for the Seagulls. The foul will be on Kratulis. That will be his first. Seagulls now pick up 10 fouls. They're in the double bonus as Rossiter will inbound the basketball now for the Dolphins. Now it's Savage. Gulls looking to press the full length of the court now as Savage able to get the ball across the midcourt line. Now it's Rossiter over to Taylor. Taylor to Latunji. Latunji working the ball out to Brocic. His open three-pointer is up, no good. And Barakowski comes back to grab the rebound now for Salisbury. Now it's Dorsey with the basketball. Dorsey over to Fierstein. Fierstein works it to Barakowski. We're going to have a whistle and a foul inside as Barakowski was throwing the ball out, and Latunji's going to pick up the foul. He now has 2 for the Dolphins. So with 3 minutes, 40 seconds remaining, it'll send Barakowski to the free throw line to shoot 2. Well, it's 1-1 actually, as his first is up and in, and the Gulls have come back to tie the game up at 37. Salisbury on a 4-0 run here. One more free throw upcoming, and the second free throw is up and in. And the Dolphins now find themselves trailing 38-37, 3:35 remaining here in the first half. Latunji's pull-up jumper is up, no good. A fight for the rebound as Salisbury's starting to establish themselves on the glass. Fierstein with the basketball. Fierstein looking to work against Brocic. He picks up his dribble. He feeds the ball back up over to Letter. His three-pointer is up, no good. But we're going to have a whistle and a holding foul on the Dolphins, and I believe that foul is going to be on Savage, and he's now going to have 2 as the Dolphins now 3 players on the floor with 2 personal fouls with 3 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in this first half, and Fierstein going to the free throw line here to shoot 2. First is up and no good. One more free throw upcoming. 15-9. Dolphins being out-rebounded here in this first half, including 6-3 on the offensive glass as the second free throw is up and in. And the Gulls now open a 2-point lead, 39-37, as they're in the middle of a 6-0 run against the Dolphins. Kopic, who just checked into the game, loses the ball off the turnover. Open three-pointer is up, no good. We're going to have a whistle and another foul called on the Dolphins. And this one's going to be on Christian Taylor, so he's going to pick up two, as the Dolphins are picking up a lot of personal fouls here in the first half. And boy, you know, the Dolphins trying to defend against the taller Salisbury team, not being done any favors by the officials here in the first half. Couple of pretty soft fouls as the Dolphins trying to rebound the basketball, and instead, once again, the Seagulls find themselves at the free throw line as they continue on a 8-0 run now, and they take a 4-point lead now, 41-37, with 2:50 remaining as the Dolphins turn the ball over once again. Ball gets worked up over in the corner to Dorsey, and his long jumper is good. 43-37 now. A 10-0 run here for Salisbury. Dolphins have not scored in the last 3 minutes and 10 seconds. As Taylor pulls up, his jumper is good. Big jumper there by Taylor to break up that 10-0 run and bring the Dolphins back to within 4. Fierstein with the basketball. Fierstein out behind the three-point line. Fierstein picks up his dribble. He feeds the ball inside. His shot's going to be knocked away by Rossiter, and the Dolphins come away with the ball off the turnover. Taylor back up over to Rossiter. His open three-pointer is good. Dolphins answer with a 5-0 run of their own to cut the lead down to 1 for the Gulls with 1:38 seconds remaining here in the first half. Fierstein with the basketball. Fierstein gets the foul. So another foul on the play. This one's going to be on Kopic. That's going to be his first. And that'll send the Gulls to the free throw line as the Dolphins now in the double bonus. So 2 shots coming up here for the Gulls. The first free throw is up and in. One more free throw upcoming here. As we'll have the 17th free throw of the first half coming up here for Salisbury, and that's good. 13 of the 45 goal points from the free throw line here in the first half, and they lead by 3. The Steam with the basketball. Bracic working the ball up in the corner to Savage. His three-pointer is off the side of the backboard and no good. And the Gulls have the basketball and a 3-point lead. Fierstein with the basketball. Fierstein, the bounce pass inside. It's going to be off the hands of Agunye. And it will be Dolphin basketball with 1:06 remaining here in the first half. Adiola Latucci checking back into the game for the Dolphins with 2 fouls. The Dolphins with 3 players on the floor here with 2 fouls for the last 1 minute and 5 seconds of this first half. Taylor over to Latunji. Back to Taylor as he'll back up the basketball and look to set up the Dolphins offensively with 15 on the shot clock. Bracic, Kopic. Kopic, a beautiful feed inside to Latunji. His jam is no good. His putback is no good. Couple of opportunities there, but the Dolphins can't get the basket, and now it'll be the Gulls with the basketball. And about a 12-second differential on the shot clock to the game clock. Fierstein with the basketball. Now Ogunye. Now back up over to Fierstein. Fierstein driving his way inside. Now he gets the ball back up Over to Dorsey with 6 on the shot clock. His pass inside is going to be knocked away by the Dolphins, and they can hold for the first shot. For the final shot, Taylor over to Latunji, but he gets called for the turnover, so the Dolphins with an opportunity to pull the ball out and hold for the final shot, try to press the issue. Instead, they turn the ball over, and now the final shot opportunity will go to Salisbury with 9.7 seconds remaining here in this first half, and the Dolphins trailing by a score of 45-42. Salisbury looking to inbound the basketball as they get the ball up over to Fierstein. Now they get the ball over, 3 seconds remaining as they drive down the lane and lay it up and in at the buzzer. A lot of contact, but nothing called on the play as Fierstein able to lay it up and in. And they close out the first half on a 14-5 run, and they go into halftime with a 47-42 lead. Hard to understand how that final play couldn't have ended up with a foul called, as there was a lot of contact on the play, as head coach TJ Tibbs nice enough to come over and join us for a minute. Coach, the team found themselves in a good position, up by 4 with 5:33 remaining. Big run by Salisbury to close the half.
Well, first off, I just want to thank everybody in our administration, everybody here, you yourself, taking time to come here and support this tournament. This tournament means a lot to Staten Island, means a lot to us. Salisbury, all the other opponents, is gracious to come. So that's great. So that's first off. Second off, yeah, we play well. It's a physical game. Salisbury's a well battle-tested team, great conference, 3 straight NCAA tournaments. But we kind of got to settle down. You know, a little bit rusty, but we don't look it. But in tight moments, we need to do better against their press and take care of the ball.
Coach, the team's playing very well in the first half, but Salisbury's starting to use their size. How do you combat that in the second half?
We just need to use our speed and our strength. We don't need to play their game. We need to battle them underneath the boards, but we need to play the game at our pace. I thought we got a little bit stagnant offensively. We do have some mismatches that we want to attack, but at the same time, we need to get bodies on people. We need to show our hands to the refs and keep them off the free throw line, because we can't beat anybody just parading them to the free throw line.
Thanks a lot for coming over, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thanks a lot.
That's head coach TJ Tibbs, nice enough to join us here before halftime. The College of Staten Island trailing by a score of 47-42. Dolphins led this game 37-33 with just over 5.5 minutes remaining in the first half, but a nice run by Salisbury to close out the first half on a 14-5 run, and they go into halftime with a 47-42 lead. So what we're going to do is we're going to step aside, we're going to take a break for a couple of minutes, and then we're going to be back with a special guest as you're watching Tournament of Heroes coverage right here on CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com. We're back here at halftime. The College of Staten Island trailing to Salisbury by a score of 47-42. It was a back and forth first half here at the tank here at the College of Staten Island, but a 14-5 run by Salisbury closed out the first half, with Salisbury leading by a score of 47-42. First for the College of Staten Island, their leading scorer, Christian Taylor, in that first half. He shot 5 of 7 from the floor, 2 of 4 from the line for his 12 points. Robert Rossiter chipped in with 9. Raymond Savage had 10 points for the Dolphins. Adiola Latunji scored 6 points, all early in the first half. And Eden Brocic finished with 5 for the 42 points for the College of Staten Island. For Salisbury, Chad Barzakowski led all scorers with 16 points on 5 of 8 shooting, including 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Johnny Fierstein finishing with 11 points for the Gulls. Braden Dorsey coming off of the bench with 7 points in his 10 minutes of play. Other scorers, Blair Davis, who scored the first 4 points of the game, finished with 4 points. J.P. Coutulis finishing with 3, and 2 points apiece for Aletta, Gary Burdell, and Chase Kumar. And we're at halftime with the Dolphins trailing by a score of 47-44. The Dolphins 17-11 in that first half, including 6-4 on the offensive end. Salisbury turned the ball over 11 times. The Dolphins turned the ball over at 10. As far as foul trouble goes, 3 plays with 2 personals for the Seagulls. That would be James Dorsey, Gary Burdell, and Blair Davis. For the Dolphins, they find themselves with 5 plays with 2 personal fouls. Stephen Flagg, Robert Rossiter, Aliola Latunji, Christian Taylor, and Raymond Savage, all finishing with 2 fouls apiece. So we're at halftime here. The Dolphins trail by a score of 47-42. We'll be back and get you ready for the start of the second half as the Dolphins look to come back trailing by 5 here in the second half of the 16th annual CUNY Tournament of Heroes here at Staten Island. The Dolphins looking to advance to the finals, where Oneonta awaits. Oneonta defeating earlier this afternoon for the victory as they defeated Roanoke by a final score of 65-59. So we'll step aside, take a break, and we'll be back to get you started with the second half right here on CSI Sportsnet. We're back and we're getting ready to start the second half. The College of Staten Island trailing in this game by a score of 47-42. Salisbury closed out the first half on a 14-5 run over the last 5.5 minutes to take a 5-point lead into halftime, and it'll be Dolphin basketball to start the second half of game number 2 of the 16th annual Tournament of Heroes here at the Tank at the College of Staten Island. And we're going to have a whistle because the Dolphins inbounded the basketball, but the shot clock did not begin. Same starting 5 on the floor for the Dolphins that started the game. Flagg, Taylor, Rossiter, Latunji, and Bracic on the floor for the Dolphins here in this 16th annual Tournament of Heroes. A tournament that goes back to 2002. A tournament that took the Dolphins till 2013 to win, and they've won 2 out of the last 4 as the first shot for the Dolphins is up no good as Rossiter misses, and the rebound grab now by the Gulls. Driving down the lane and missing that shot is Davis, and now it's the Dolphins with the basketball. Flagg with the basketball, drives down the lane and draws the blocking foul. So Flagg took the ball hard to the basket, and he was able to draw the foul. That foul on Chase Kuma, as Kuma will pick up his second and the first of the second half here for the Gulls, as Flagg's first free throw of the night is up and in for Steven. That's his first point of the game. One more free throw upcoming for Flagg. That's up and no good. And the rebound grab now by the Gulls. Feed inside that time to Bozakowski, who lays it up and in and draws the foul. So Chad picking up right where he left off in the, I'm sorry, that foul was, I apologize, that shot basket there was by Fierstein. He now has 13. Taylor will pick up the foul, and that's a big foul for Taylor because that will be his third. So Taylor picks up a foul immediately. The free throw is no good, but the Gulls now have a 6-point lead. Taylor feeding the ball up over to Flagg. Flagg driving inside, and this time draws the charge. So the last play, Flagg took the ball inside, drew the blocking foul. This time he drove it inside, picks up the charge, and 2 Dolphin starters just like that, with 3 personal fouls in just over a minute here in the second half. Salisbury with the basketball now as it's Davis. Davis feeds it up over to Fierstein. Salisbury looking to drive the ball inside. They work the ball around the perimeter now, as the ball nearly losing the handle that time is Salisbury as they feed it out, and the open three-pointer that time by Kumar is good. His first basket of the lead, and the Gulls have their biggest lead of the game. It's 9, 52-43. So the Dolphins coming out cold here to start the second half. A 5-0 run by Salisbury. They're in the middle of a 19-5 run, and they now lead by 9. Latunji feeds the ball inside. His layup is up, no good. Ball knocked around. Both teams fighting for possession of it. And Rossiter is able to draw the foul. And the Dolphins will get to inbound the basketball. That foul's going to be on Davis. That's going to be his third, and he's a little upset because he only got to play a couple of minutes in the first half before picking up his second foul, and he picks up a quick third foul here to start the second half, and he goes right to the bench. So frustrating night for Blair Davis, but the Gulls in control now, leading by 9, and the Dolphins need to find a way to get some offense going. Rossiter over to Flag. Flag's open three-pointer is up, no good. And the rebound grabbed by Kumar. Whistle and another blocking foul called on the Dolphins. 5 fouls here through the first 2.5 minutes of the second half, as Rossiter now picks up the foul. The third Dolphin to pick up their third personal here in the first 2.5 minutes of the second half. Ball inbounded and knocked away and stolen by Rossiter. Rossiter driving down the lane. His shot is up, no good. Ball's going to be knocked out of bounds, but it will remain Dolphin basketball. The Dolphins have scored just 1 point here so far in this second half, as it's Taylor now with the basketball. His pull-up jumper is good. Taylor gets the basket to draw the Dolphins to within 7 now, 52-45. Leder with the basketball. Leder over to Kumar. And the long jumper now by Leder is good. So Salisbury's starting to hit up from the three-point line. They were 4 of 10 in the first half, and they've hit a couple here in the second half. As Flag will dribble the ball out of bounds, and the Dolphins will turn the ball over, trailing by 10. As we're going to have a timeout on the floor. 16 minutes, 43 seconds remaining here in the second half. The Dolphins trail by a score of 55-45. We'll step aside, take a break, and we'll be right back. We're back with 16 minutes and 43 seconds remaining here in the second half. The Dolphins trail by a score of 55-45 here at the 16th annual Tournament of Heroes. And, you know, one of the great things about Staten Island basketball is you get to see a lot of the people that you've seen over the years. Had an opportunity to see head coach Tony Petosa here for the first time. Of course, head coach Petosa coming off of over a 450-win career, over 27 seasons for the CSI Dolphins before stepping aside before the summer began. Also had an opportunity to see Jordan Young here earlier tonight as well. Jordan, great CSI Dolphin player, assistant coach for years, and you know, he's moved on, but back for the Tournament of Heroes. His Flag hits the open three-pointer, and the Dolphins needed that one badly, as that draws them back to within 9 now, 57-48. So the Dolphins have trailed this one now by as many as 12, so they need to defend a little bit here, now trailing by 9. Ball worked around in the corner. The open three-pointer is around the rim. No good. A fight for the rebound. Bracic able to come away with it, and he'll draw the foul. So that's foul. It's going to be charged on Catula. That's going to be his second, the team's third. So the Dolphins now will have an opportunity to inbound the basketball. Dolphins playing a Salisbury team coming off of 3 consecutive NCAA tournament appearances, trying to fight their way back into the game now, trailing by 9. Taylor with the basketball. Now it's Latunji. Latunji 6 points for the Dolphins, all early in the first half. Bracic with the basketball. Now it's Rossiter, and his baseline jumper is good. Rossiter now in double figures for the Dolphins. He has 11. And the Dolphins cut the lead down to 7, 57-50. Fierstein with the basketball. Fierstein guarded by Flag. Now they get the ball out over to Kuma. Now driving the ball inside and laying it up, and no good is going to be Letter, and it's going to be a jump ball, and the possession arrow will remain with the Seagulls. So Dolphins did a nice job defending, but couldn't come down with the rebound, so it'll remain Seagull basketball with a fresh 30-second shot clock. So it'll be the Gulls to inbound the basketball. We played just over 5 minutes here in the second half, and the Dolphins trail by a score of 57-50, as we're going to have a foul on Latunji as he becomes the fourth Dolphin starter to pick up his third personal here in the second half. Fourth team foul on the Dolphins as the Gulls inbound the basketball. Kuma with the basketball. Driving the ball inside now is Bałaszkowski, who lays it up and in. 18 points now, and the Gulls open their lead back up to 9. Taylor with the basketball nearly loses the handle, and now we're going to have a whistle and another foul called on the play. The 8th team foul, 4 apiece for both teams. And that foul is going to be called on Letter. That will be his first. As we mentioned, both teams with 4 team fouls here in this second half. Taylor with the basketball. Now Bracic. Bracic picks up his dribble, lobs it inside to Latunji, but the Dolphins turn the ball over once again. Fierstein. Floater in the lane, no good. Rossiter grabs the rebound for the Dolphins, who trail by 9. Rossiter, now Latunji gets the ball up over to Taylor. Now it's Flag by the three-point line. Flag driving his way inside. His layup is up, no good, but Steven will draw the foul. So that foul will be on Kuma. That'll be his third, the team's 5th. And that'll send Flag to the line for the Dolphins. Steven shooting 77% from the line coming into the game for the Dolphins, and he misses the first. One more free throw upcoming here for Flag. His second is up and in, so Flag splits the pair, and the Dolphins trail by 8, 51-59. Bracic will check out of the game for the Dolphins, and Savage will check in. Savage, a strong first half for the Dolphins. He finished in double figures with 10 points. Fierstein gets it over to Dorsey, and going up and attempting the slam on the play is Foley, but he gets the ball back and jams it home, and that opens up a 10-point lead for the Gulls once again, and it'll be a timeout taken here by the Dolphins. It'll be a full timeout, so we'll step aside, take a break. 13 minutes, 35 seconds remaining here in this second half with the score. Gulls 61, Dolphins 51. We'll step aside, take a break, and be right back. we're back with 13:35 remaining here in the second half. The Dolphins find themselves trailing by 10, 61-51, as they have possession of the basketball. Savage hands the ball off to Taylor. Now it's Flag out behind the three-point line to Latunji. Now Savage looking to work his way inside, gets the ball back up over to Rossiter. Dolphins with 10 seconds to shoot as Rossiter drives inside, hits the layup, and draws the foul. Nice move by Rob Rossiter as he picks up his second basket here in the second half. He has 4 of his 13 here in the second half, and he will go to the free throw line with an opportunity to cut the Gulls' lead down to 7. Rossiter's free throw is up and in, so he hits the free throw. He now has 14. As Jade Spencer will come into the game, he will replace Rossiter. Rossiter, a big part of the Dolphin offense here in the second half. And the Dolphins now find themselves down by 7. Salisbury with the basketball now, as that's Davis, and the long three-pointer is good. So Foley steps out and hits the three-pointer. He now has 5, and the Gulls open their lead back to 10 once again, 64-54. Taylor with the basketball. Taylor bounce pass inside to Latunji. His shot is up, no good, as Adiola has gone ice cold here in this second half. And now Foley's going to pick up the foul, as that's going to be his third, the team's 7. So the Dolphins already going to the line in the bonus with 12:41 remaining here in the second half. So Jade Spencer will go to the free throw line to shoot a 1-and-1. Jade's first free throws of the evening. And it's up and in. He'll have one more upcoming. Jade, a 56% free throw shooter coming into the game here this afternoon. Jade's second free throw is up around the rim and no good. And the rebound's going to be grabbed by Bozakowski. And it's going to be Salisbury with the basketball. The long three-pointer that time by Fierstein is up no good, but the Dolphins can't grab the rebound as they get the ball back into Bozakowski. His layup is up no good, but he'll draw the foul and go to the free throw line. So Savage now picks up his third foul. Bozakowski will go to the free throw line here to shoot 2. His first is up and in. He leads all scorers with 19, and he'll have one more upcoming. His second free throw is up no good, and Latunji grabs the rebound for the Dolphins, who trail by 10 with 12:10 remaining here in the second half. Savage with the basketball. Savage looking to drive his way inside. His shot is rejected. And here come the Gulls with the basketball and a 10-point lead. Davis. Gulls working the ball around the perimeter now. The open three-pointer is no good, and Spencer's there to grab the rebound for the Dolphins. Now Taylor with the basketball. Taylor thought about the three-pointer, now works it up over to Savage. Now it's going to be Flag. Flag driving his way inside. His pass is going to be stolen, and here comes Davis. Davis looking to work against Taylor, and Taylor's going to draw the foul, and that will be his 4th. So a big foul against Christian Taylor, and he'll probably have to go to the bench now for the Dolphins. 11 minutes, 35 seconds remaining here in the second half, and the Dolphins trailing by 10 as Davis's first free throw is up and no good. He'll have one more upcoming. Brocic will check in. He'll replace Flag. So is up and in. So Davis splits the pair, and the Dolphins now find themselves trailing by 11, 66-55 with 11:30 remaining here in the second half. Latunji. Latunji, a nice move to the basket, and he lays it up and in. So Latunji now has 8, and the Dolphins cut the lead back down to 9 with 11 minutes and 11 seconds remaining here in the second half. Davis with the basketball. Davis looking to work against Savage. Davis now hands the ball off. 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Bozakowski, no good, and Latunji there to grab the rebound. Latunji, now it's Bracic. Bracic puts up the open three-pointer. It's up, no good. Fight for the rebound. And we're going to have a whistle on the play. And another foul. This one will be on the Dolphins as Spencer will pick up the foul. It will be his first. Both teams now with 7, with 10 minutes and 41 seconds remaining here in this second half. So Davis will go to the free throw line here to shoot a 1-and-1. And that's up and no good. And Savage is there to grab the rebound now for the Dolphins. Savage over to Bracic, but we're going to have a whistle on the play. And it'll be a turnover for the Dolphins. (66-57). Dolphins trail by 9. Gulls with the basketball and 10:30 remaining here in the second half. The winner of today's game will face Oneonta in game number 2 tomorrow. Roanoke will play the loser of this game beginning at 1 o'clock as we have a whistle on the play, and we'll just inbound the basketball here in just a moment. Flag inbounds the basketball, and he gets the ball up over to Savage. As the Dolphins look to cut into this 11-point Salisbury lead. Flag with the basketball. Flag out by the three-point line. This pass is knocked away, but Latunji able to recover for the Dolphins. Now it's Bracic. Bracic puts up the long three-pointer, and that's good. Big three-pointer by Eden Bracic, and that cuts the lead back down to 6. 66-60, and now we'll have a timeout taken by Salisbury. It'll be a full timeout, so we'll step aside, take a break, and we'll be right back. We're back with 10 minutes and 2 seconds remaining here in the second half. The Dolphins, who have trailed by as many as 11 in this second half, have cut the Seagull lead down to 6, 66-60. Seagulls with the basketball. Davis looking to work against Savage. Davis kicks it over to Bozakowski, whose three-pointer is up and in. 22 points now for Chad. He's hurt the Dolphins all night long, and it's now a 9-point lead as we're going to have a whistle and a foul on the play. That foul is going to be called against Braden Dorsey. That's going to be the third foul on Dorsey, the 8th team foul against the Gulls, and that will send Brocic to the free throw line to shoot a 1-and-1, and an 83% free throw shooter coming into the game tonight. And it'll be his first free throws of the evening. First free throw is up, no good, so Brocic misses the front end of the 1-and-1, and the Gulls maintain possession of the basketball with a 9-point lead. Davis with the basketball. Davis working the ball up over to Brooks. Now over to Fierstein, and his three-pointer is good. The Gulls killing the Dolphins from the three-point line here in the second half. Fierstein now has 80. Him and Balzakowski account for 40 of the 72 goal points here this afternoon. Latunji trying to force the ball inside. Instead, he'll turn the ball over, and the Gulls have the basketball now with a 12-point lead. (72-60) the score. Balzakowski feeding the ball over to Fierstein. His shot is up, no good, but he'll draw the foul. As Flagg will pick up the foul for the Dolphins. That will be his 4th. And that will send Fierstein to the free throw line to shoot 2. First free throw is up and in. And the Gulls open up their biggest lead of the game. It's 13. As the Gulls in the middle of a 7-0 run after the Dolphins used a run of their own to cut the lead down to 6. The lead now back up to 13 as that shot is up, no good, but the Dolphins can't control the rebound. Fierstein's open three-pointer is no good, and we're going to have a whistle and another foul on the Dolphins. That will be on Latunji. That's going to be his 4th, and Gulls will go right back to the free throw line for a 1-and-1. So Latunji now will pick up a technical foul on the play as well. And that would be his 5th, I do believe. So he may have just fouled out of the game. He did. So Latunji picks up a technical and fouls out of the game. So it's going to be a couple of free throws here coming up now for Balzakowski. As Latunji fouls out of the game, he first picked up the foul, disagreed with the call, and then picked up a technical foul, so his night is done. Balzakowski to the free throw line, hits the first. He now has 23 points. And that's good, and that opens the lead to 15. And still more free throws upcoming here for Salisbury.
Two more, Johnson, two more.
So 1-and-1 coming up here. As that free throw is up, no good, and Brocic is there to grab the rebound for the Dolphins. Staten with the basketball. His pull-up jumper is good. Staten gets his first basket of the game, and the Dolphins now cut the lead down to 13. (28) free throws this afternoon for Salisbury. Still 8 minutes and 10 seconds. remaining in the game as Bozakowski steps back and drills the three-pointer, and he now has 27 points for the Gulls as they have their biggest lead of the game. It's 16, 78 to 62. Taylor with the basketball. Now Desteem. His open three-pointer is good, so we go with 2 consecutive baskets, and the Dolphins trying to hang tough. Trail by 13 once again, 78 to 65. Davis with the basketball now. Gulls with an opportunity to run a little shot clock with that big 13-point lead. They pass the ball across the floor now to Burdell. Now it's going to be Davis. Davis with 6 seconds, and we're going to have a whistle and another foul on the Dolphins. So the Seagull parade to the free throw line will continue as Spencer will pick up his second foul. And the Dolphins continue to accumulate fouls here, as this will be free throws number 29 and 30 for the Gulls here this afternoon. The first, he'll have one more upcoming. He has 6 points so far. The second free throw is up and in, so Davis hits a pair. And the lead is 15 with 7 minutes and 15 seconds remaining here in the second half. Savage with the basketball. Bounce pass comes out over to Taylor. Taylor bounce pass into Spencer out by the three-point line. Now it's Desteem. He's hit his last couple of shots. Cross-court pass over to Brocic. He looks to feed it inside to Taylor. He nearly turns the ball over. Now he does, as it's a 2-on-1 break now for Salisbury. The layup is up, no good. Spencer grabs the rebound, and now it's the Dolphins with the basketball. Brocic taking it coast to coast. His pass across the lane is going to be stolen away by Bozakowski. $80-65 to score. Gulls in the lead now as it's Davis with the basketball. Now it's Agunye. Now they work the ball across court over to Brooks. They look to feed the ball inside. Now it's Fierstein. Now they work the ball up over to Davis with 2 seconds on the shot clock. That shot is up, no good. The rebound's grabbed by Brocic. And we'll have another foul on the play, this time on the Gulls, and that will send Eden Brocic to the free throw line. Eden missed the front end of a one-on-one. The last time he was at the free throw line is we'll have a couple of substitutions for the Dolphins as Robert Rossiter will check into the game, and he'll replace Ray Savage. Savage has 10 points, all in the first half for the Dolphins, as he will go to the bench. One-on-one coming up here for Brocic. Dolphins can't afford to leave any more points on the board. As he hits the first, he'll have one more upcoming. So the Dolphins trying to work their way back into the game here, trailing by 14 with 6 minutes and 12 seconds remaining as Brocic hits a pair, and Stephen Flagg will check into the game for the Dolphins, and he'll replace Eden Brocic. Salisbury inbounding the basketball with a 13-point lead. The Dolphins need stops as Davis brings the ball across the midcourt line. Davis loses possession and turns the ball over. That's the break that the Dolphins need, hopefully, to get them started on the road back here. And it'll be a timeout here, a 30-second timeout with 6:01 remaining. So let's step aside, take a quick break, and we'll be right back. We're back as the Dolphins have the basketball now, trailing by 13. It's Rossiter puts up the open three-pointer. That could have cut the deficit down to 10, but the shot is no good, and the Gulls grab the rebound. Davis with the basketball. Time becoming a factor here for the Dolphins. They trail by 13 with 5.5 minutes remaining here in the second half. Beautiful feed inside that time, but the shot is up no good, and the Dolphins control the rebound. Flag with the basketball, spinning his way inside, a little bit out of control. But the ball will go out of bounds, and it will be Gull basketball with 5 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in the second half. Fierstein inbounding the basketball, gets it out over to Davis. As Destin looks to pick him up, Dolphins look to double team, but the Gulls able to pass the ball out over the top. And the Gulls now looking to run some shot clock down here with just over 5 minutes remaining. As that looked like a travel, and it will be. So the Gulls turn the ball over once again with 5 minutes and 2 seconds remaining, and the Dolphins down by 13. Rossiter inbounding the basketball, feeds it out over to Taylor, who gets the ball up over to Destin as we're inside of 5 minutes remaining here in the second half, as the ball is knocked out of bounds, but it will remain Dolphin basketball with 4:53 remaining here in the second half. So flag will inbound the basketball here for the Dolphins with 4:53 remaining here in the second half and 22 on the shot clock. Taylor with the basketball for the Dolphins, bringing it across the midcourt line, feeds it up over to Rossiter. Rossiter drives inside, his shot's up, no good. The rebound's grabbed by Spencer, and we're going to have a jump ball. The possession arrow will remain with the Dolphins. Doubleheader action back here at the Tank tomorrow. Consolation game begins at 1. Roanoke waiting for the loser of this game as Spencer draws the foul, and he'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Oneonta, who won earlier tonight, defeating Roanoke by a final of 65-59, waiting for the winner of tonight's game. Opening tip, 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, is Spencer's first free throw is up and in, and he'll have one more upcoming as Jay picks up his second point of the afternoon. One more free throw upcoming for Spencer as he tries to cut the goal lead down to 11. His second free throw is up and in, so he does. As Bracic will check back into the game, he'll replace Stephen Flagg. And the Dolphins find themselves down by 11 here with 4 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in the second half. Leder with the basketball. Dolphins looking to try to trap the ball in the corner. Brooks driving it inside, and we're going to have a whistle and another foul on the play, as it'll be a blocking foul called on Savage. He'll pick up his 4th personal. And Salisbury will go back to the free throw line once again. First free throw is up and in. One more upcoming. (81-69) the score. 44 fouls in this game. Second free throw is up and in, and it's a 13-point lead for the Gulls. Taylor breaks the press for the Dolphins. Now it's Flagg out behind the three-point line. Flagg working his way inside. His shot is blocked. Spencer's there to grab the rebound. His putback is blocked, but we're going to have a whistle and a foul on the play. So that'll send Spencer back to the line. Both teams in the double bonus. So 2 shots upcoming here for Spencer. His first free throw is up and no good. The Dolphins now 13 of 20 from the line here tonight. One more free throw upcoming here for Spencer. Spencer's second free throw is up and no good, so Spencer misses a pair, and the Dolphins trail by 13. Letter with the basketball. Brings the ball across the midcourt line. Now Salisbury working the ball in the corner. It's Brooks. The long three-pointer is up, no good, but Salisbury able to control the rebound. 5 seconds on the shot clock as that did not hit the rim. Letter looks like he might have gotten away with a travel, but the Dolphins get the ball off the turnover anyway, and now Flagg turns the ball right back over. So it will remain Salisbury basketball now with a fresh 30-second shot clock and just 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining, as Flagg will check out of the game for the Dolphins, as they were unable to come away with the opportunity. Borzakowski drives his way inside and lays it up and in. 29 points for Chad, and it's a 15-point lead now for Salisbury, as that might have been the Dolphins' last opportunity to get themselves back in the game. Savage's three-pointer is an air ball, so it will be Seagull basketball now with a 15-point lead. Fierstein. Now Brooks with the basketball. Salisbury can afford to run shot clock here with this 15-point lead. Fierstein working the ball up in the corner, but it looks like Brooks was stepping on the end line when he caught that pass, and the Gulls turned the ball over with 3:08 remaining here in the second half. Staten with the basketball, as he'll bring the ball across the midcourt line now for the Dolphins. Now it's Spencer. Spencer out beyond the three-point line. Now it's Staten with 15 to shoot. Dolphins running a lot of shot clock down here as Bracic's three-pointer is up and in. Big three-pointer by Bracic makes it a 12-point game with 2 minutes and 46 seconds remaining, and the Dolphins will call a timeout. So we'll step aside and take a break. 84-72 the score. You're watching basketball coverage on CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com. We're back with 2 minutes and 46 seconds remaining here in the second half of the 16th annual Tournament of Heroes. Oneonta won earlier tonight, defeating Roanoke 65-59 to advance to the championship game tomorrow at about 3 o'clock. And Salisbury 2 minutes and 39 seconds away from joining them as they lead by 12, 84-72. Borzakowski with the basketball. Borzakowski leading all scores with 29 points for the Gulls, as they're driving to the basket and laying it up and in is Jordan Brooks. And that makes it an 86-72 game. Savage, Bracic, now Staten. Staten thought about the jumper, tried to pass the ball, instead it'll be a kick ball by the Gulls, so it will remain Dolphin basketball with 21 seconds to shoot and 2 minutes and 9 seconds remaining here in the second half. For the CSI Dolphins, they will be back in action tomorrow afternoon as Staten puts up the long three-pointer and buries it, as Dolphins don't want to go away quietly, trailing here by 11 with just over 2 minutes remaining in the game. Salisbury able to get the ball across the midcourt line. As the Dolphins looking to chase around. Fierstein's shot is up, no good. The tip is up, no good. But a third opportunity allows Salisbury to pull the ball out with a fresh 30-second shot clock. Open three-pointer is up, no good. A fourth attempt now as Fierstein's able to grab the weak side rebound, lay it up and in, and draw the foul, and that'll do it. As the Dolphins now find themselves down by 13 with 1 minute and 32 seconds remaining in the game. Foul on Rossiter, that's his fourth. As the free throw is up and in, and that'll make it an 89-75 game with 90 seconds remaining here in the second half. Taylor with the basketball. Taylor nearly loses the handle. Now he does as Salisbury has the basketball with 1 minute and 19 seconds remaining. Brooks feeding it inside to a wide open Foley who lays it up and in. So the Dolphins will be back in action at 1 o'clock tomorrow in the consolation game as they will face Roanoke. SUNY Oneonta will face Salisbury in the championship game beginning at 3 o'clock. So the Dolphins will not compete in this CUNYAC championship game as Salisbury turns the ball over. So the Dolphins will not make it to the finals here in this 16th annual Tournament of Champions. The first year since 2009 that the Dolphins have not made it to the championship game. So that's going to break a streak of 7 consecutive years as the Dolphins trailing Salisbury 91-75 with just 35 seconds remaining here in the second half. As we're going to have a whistle and a timeout taken by head coach TJ Tibbs with 31 seconds remaining here in the second half. And the Dolphins, as we mentioned, for the first time since 2009, will not make it to the championship game. So the Dolphins trail by a score of 93-75, and with just over 5 minutes remaining in this game, the Dolphins led 37-33, but a big 14-5 run to close out the first half propelled Salisbury into the league, and they never really looked back. The Dolphins in the second half were able to cut the lead down to as few as 6 at 66-60, but then another Salisbury 7-0 run up the lead back up to 13, and the Dolphins really never were able to get any closer than 6 points here in the later stages of the second half. So the Dolphins with the basketball and about a 1 second differential in the shot clock to the game clock. So we'll be back to bring you the second day of this 16th annual 2017 Tournament of Heroes. Dolphins back in action at 1 o'clock tomorrow as they will face Roanoke. Salisbury will face SUNY Oneonta in the championship game as the College of Staten Island drops to 4-5 on the year and just 1-5 in non-conference play as they lose to Salisbury by a final score of 93-75. So that's going to do it here from the opening night of the 2017 Tournament of Heroes. SUNY Oneonta wins game number 1. Salisbury wins game number 2. It will be CSI versus Roanoke in game number 1 tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And then in the championship game, it'll be Oneonta versus Salisbury. We'll have both games for you on CSI Sportsnet. So this is Mike Babuski saying so long and thanks for watching. Don't forget to join us tomorrow afternoon. Tip off at 1 o'clock as the College of Staten Island will face Roanoke in the consolation game, followed at approximately 3 o'clock by Salisbury as they will face SUNY Oneonta. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.